I'm grateful to be moderating this esteemed panel. Holly Mabery, Senior VP of Brokerage Operations based in Northern Arizona. Melissa Hudson, based in Austin. And Simon Westfall-Kwong, based in the New Jersey suburbs on a New York City train line. Will non-humans help us become more human? Absolutely. AI is the most powerful when combined with systems, models, and people who provide the human touch. We as agents need to turn on our real estate advisor brains and provide service and counsel that an AI can't. Artificial intelligence will help be the kind of agents our clients have come to rely on. And AI will provide the opportunity to better leverage our time spent with our clients and client leads. I'm so excited to learn more from our expert panelists, including about their backgrounds. So we'll get started with that. With our EXP celebrity, Holly Mabery.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Right on. It's so great to see you all. So I am your Senior Vice President for Brokerage Operations. And what does that mean to you? I'm your broker's broker. So basically, I'm all about helping make sure you have what you need to go in the field and take care of our clients. So training, making sure rules and regulations, helping you get your license renewed on time, like all of those things back office, but also forward facing everything, a few things going on with NAR this year, as well as forms, clear cooperation. So that's all in my wheelhouse. But you know what? I got started in 1998 as an agent. I worked as part of a team. I've done REOs, I've sold dirt, I've sold foreclosures and short sales and all the things. And so, yeah, I just closed a deal a couple weeks ago for a really good past client who lost his mom. So I'm one of you. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
Hi everybody, how you guys doing? Good. So my name is Simon Westfall-Kwong. I'm in the New Jersey area. We're about 30 minutes from New York City. So we do a lot of suburb. We do about 7 different counties, about 50 different towns. We have a team of about 18 all together with team members and admins and staff. And we also do the luxury market as well. So we go from price from $200,000 to mansion prices to $5 to $6 million.
Hey y'all, thanks for coming to our cute little panel. I'm from Texas. I've been a realtor, I don't know, 13 years or so. I am agent 608 with EXP. I always say that because I've been here quite a while. I love helping people. I'm a little listing heavy, so these are trying times for me to, navigate that. But we'll learn today how I do navigate that with speaking to our people and speaking to them in person and being real with them. I'm in team mode growth, and I have my partner here, Jacob. I'm in team expansion, so I work in the Austin area, and I'll be expanding to Houston. And I'm just really happy to be here with these guys. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. AI can help us analyze data, streamline tasks, and reach more clients. But what do you think is irreplaceable human factor in selling a home? We'll start with you, Melissa.
Okay, by a show of hands, how many people have sat on a phone and talked to a robot when all you want to do is talk with a person? Have you done it in a car when you're in a hurry? Yeah. How many times have you said, talk to your representative? And they say, press 1 for this. I need more information. I want to talk to an operator. Give me this person. So yeah, we all know that frustration. So that's the business we're in. We're in a people business, right? So my way of navigating that, I'll be completely honest, I do use AI tools. I do use things that are convenient for me. But I didn't build my business on AI because I've been a realtor for a while. So it was making phone calls, it was talking to people. So as AI or our tools, our tech tools came in place, of course I'm using Calendly. I want them to have that easy way of navigating to get to me, so I utilize that through social media. If you want to book an appointment with me, click here. People do want to click, but they don't want to click when they're talking to someone about making a major investment like buying a house or selling a house, right? They do want to talk to a person, they want to talk to an expert. So one of the things that I do is, yes, they book with me, Calendly, say that 10 times, and they're gonna get on the phone with me immediately. I see it, it pings me. First thing I do is I make a phone call. Hey, thanks for booking an appointment with me. You know, this time works for me, obviously it's in my calendar. I'm sending them a series of questions that I want them to have available for me, so that when I do meet with them, this is especially for sellers. And then one of the things I do to put that personal touch is they're gonna get, I do wanna connect with them on social media, so this is the thing that if you're not comfortable with, I would totally get comfortable with. In that questionnaire form, it can be a Word doc form that they can fill out, a Google form or something. I wanna know who, I'm gonna connect with them on social media, and I know a lot of people might be uncomfortable with that, but get uncomfortable with that because that's a way for you to talk with them directly. I'm an Android user, so one of the things that I learned was and one of the things I do is actually will send them a video. Thanks for talking with me. They're gonna see my face. Thanks for talking with me on the phone briefly. Thanks for making an appointment with me. And what I was noticing was, I'm the Android gal, and I'm sending iPhone users my video, and they were like, great for you to send that, I don't know what you're saying. So that's why it was important for me to connect with them either on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, so that I can send that video to them directly and they can see my face. That's just one of the ways that I'm navigating, using the tools, but putting that personal touch. And they do want to see your face, and it's easy, it's quick. You can do it in your car, you do it on the couch, you're making your appointments, using the tools, but you're still having that personal touch.
Okay, so we're real estate professionals, right? What do you guys do every day? Right, you talk to people, right? And you sell, right?
Yeah.
So that's your job, right? So you have to be professionals, and at the same time that you're in a relationship business, you build relationships every day. And certain things, yes, the AI can definitely enhance, help you track, and make things easier for you. But at the end of the day, you want to be a human contact person, be the person to able to talk to them. There's a lot of nuances that you may know more than the AI that you provide. You could be your local experts, right? And also, as we go to 2025 markets, your skills is so important. We're going to a skills market. So you have to be able to develop all your skills, know all your scripts, know all your conversation, and able to talk to, like, within a second, come up with a conversation that they could come up with you. Right? AI can definitely help you write all those scripts and everything, but you need to practice them. You need to know them to make sure that you can able to, that's why you have to show your value, bottom line. Like, value. You need to show your value. And also, AI cannot, we're in a little bit of a luxury market, high price point, so they cannot do everything. They cannot virtually stage a house that's at $3+ million. So you can, again, use your value, be able to showcase that to your client, especially as a seller agent, as a listing agent, that yes, you can do virtual staging, but 90% of the time, high-end clients prefer to see actual staging at the house because they can visualize it. When you go into an empty house, the house doesn't sell as well, right? Do you guys agree? Yeah. Right, so remember that. So there's definitely a thing AI can do a lot, which we do enhance, but at the same time, there's a lot of things you can still do as a human person.
I love this question because it's been put so beautifully. We're absolutely in the relationship business. But one of the things that I found in our business over the last 20 years is it's become more paperwork heavy. Is that fair? So there's a lot of repetitive processes that you and I do every day. So how do we take the sting out of pushing paper? Because how many of you got into this business because you like people? How many of you got into this business because you like looking at homes? How many of you got into this business because you like filing things? Fantastic. A couple of hands went up, and bless your hearts, I'll see you afterwards, right? But what I want you to know is that the leverage of the tools, and you both said this so beautifully, the leverage of the tools that are out there are fantastic. I think the opportunity, and so for example, if I'm going to take a listing, I know I'm not gonna write everything down the seller tells me. So if I can use my phone and I ask for permission to turn on something like Fireflies, or if I used to use, I'm kicking it old school, Dragon Dictation, when I would go take a listing, because then as I was walking through the house, the seller was telling me the marketing points. They were telling me about the soft closed drawers. They were telling me about how they remodeled their bathroom, the upgraded travertine, et cetera, et cetera. That became my marketing points that I didn't have to write down because I was fully engrossed in being with them. And when you look at how you and I show up, what takes the sting out of the day-to-day that you can download whatever their talking points were off of Fireflies, perhaps run it through AI and say, okay, make me a marketing description in this many letters based on the information you just gave me. And now I've got my ads for MLS. I can put my ad in social media. I can have it make all of those different things for me. And it didn't take me the next 3 hours. It took me 30 seconds with the right prompts. Does that make sense?
It does.
And so that's where I want you. Efficiency in AI will never replace you. It just enhances and is one more excellent tool in your toolbox.
Thank you, thank you. This next question will be for Melissa and Simon, and then we're gonna ask Holly a slightly more angled question because of your leadership experience here at EXP. In a world where buyers and sellers have so much information at their fingertips, how do you establish yourself as an indispensable advisor?
So a part of how I built my real estate business was almost accidental in a sense, because I ended up moving from one small city outside of Austin to another, just to be closer to my family. I wanted to be closer to my mom. I was too far. She didn't want to come see me. But I was like, how am I gonna do this? There's so many agents in this little town, but not one agent had the market. And I knew that because I looked it up on MLS, and I saw, well, there's a lot of agents here, they're listing here and there, but nobody's really making it happen. So one of the things that I decided to do was just study the heck out of the neighborhood that I lived in, study the heck out of the town, which is Maynard, Texas, and of course using my tools. But I wanted to have my face in front of everybody, and I didn't want to overextend myself. So I did a lot of, I would call it old school real estate connections, right? Hey, I'm gonna be at this restaurant, or I'm gonna be at this coffee shop, come meet with me. And I consistently did something that was like one day a month, where I had them come to me, and that was putting my face around the town, so to speak. But what I did was I got a little tricky, and I was like, well, I really wanna drive them to my website. So I created the livinmaynard.com. It's just a site to just drive people to, drive information that they have data at their fingertips. And I put these signs, hey, have for sale or for lease, and I put these rider signs. I think I bought like 200 of them. And I put them in every neighborhood entry, all over the highway. I think I got that vendor down to like $2. So if they got thrown away, I didn't care. But it was driving them to me. And my face is at the bottom of that website, but people started to recognize that this was Melissa. She knew the neighborhood, she knew the city, she knew the data. And my listing business just went all the way up. I'm probably about 85% listing. Yeah. So I'm still having that personal touch. The newspapers in small towns, the ads cost me $30. I think they're like $50 now. I'm putting little ads in that paper. That's just to connect with the people that still read the paper, right? But becoming the expert was a lot of those things, but it was doing it consistently. And how many of you guys have a neighborhood that you just either live in and work in, or you want to work in? Like, you just want that neighborhood so bad.
Yes.
If somebody were to come up to you right now and ask you, what's the average price per square footage? How many homes sell there? What are they selling? Would you know that information like this fast?
Yeah.
Some yes, some no. You can ask me, I'll tell you what's in my neighborhood, how long the homes are on the market, doing your research, using the tools that are available to you, really just becoming a true expert of that. And I never considered myself being niche until I figured out I was niche because somebody said I was niche. Because they were coming up to me and like, you're that realtor in Maynard. Then it became agents that I love, respect in the business, that do far more production than me, luxury production and all kinds of things, come up to me in the town, in the city I live in, Austin, obviously. And they refer me as the Maynard girl. So they may live clear across Austin in the off lake, or clear in South Austin, and they're like, I don't want to do this, I'm giving this to Melissa, she's a Maynard girl. So it actually helped me grow my business, but it was a way for me to like connect and bridge that. So, you guys Simon.
Okay, so what she said, I'm gonna add on to a couple of things. So definitely you are, what do you consider yourself a local expert? Like, do you know the town? Do you know how far this is getting to the city? Do you know all the school? Do you know all that, right? So do you know what is the best restaurant to go to? Do you know which school is zoned for where, right? And is this a cut-through street? Is this a non-cut-through street? Is this, what does this town primarily average price point, as she said earlier? You need to know all those items, able to spit those out. And if you want to get into a neighborhood that you don't know, drive to that neighborhood. Get to know every single house that's sold, everything that's listed, everything that's under contract. Because when you either go to a listing appointment, they gonna ask you, hey, down the street, 4 houses down, what did that sell for? You can say, hey, Mr. Seller, 1, 2, 3 Main Street, just 4 doors down to you. I have this price and went under contract in 10 days, and this is the selling price. And you sound so much more professional and confident. Know your stats, know your data, and AI can help you with all that. So don't forget, they can definitely do all that. You just need to be the human contact. Be the one able to transcribe that conversation to them. And the next thing that I think your negotiation skill is gonna go really, really far 2025. Because we can see more homes on the market, and you're gonna see houses starting to have price improvement. And you gotta have the conversation not only with the seller, but also have to negotiate with the buyer broker agent as well, right? And also your relationship, not just with the buyer and the seller, but also with the co-op broker, to make sure your relationship able to get things done, to making sure you have conversation with them, to pull it all together. Or we're gonna give you some example later. But that's how you can use your skills, your expertise, to make sure that you go beyond what AI can do. AI so far right now cannot be you knowing all the factors. Because if a buyer call you, yes, AI can go through, hey, 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 2 beds, 400,000, this is what I can spit out to you, give it to you and all that stuff, right? But they don't know the building of saying, hey, this is on the corner of this building, you're like less than a mile from the airport, blah, 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 and all that stuff. You are the human, you know all the facts. So be the one able to provide the value. Yeah, sure. Sorry.
Speaking of the neighborhoods, like if you're really wanting to really master a neighborhood or take over, I mean, let's just take over the neighborhood, right? One of the things, and I don't know what the rules are in the different cities, but in regard to open houses, but yes, I am the most listing agent in my neighborhood, but I'm not shy to call Jessica Larson and be like, hey girl, I love that house you just listed. I want to do an open house because it's like literally 2 blocks from me, right? So yes, they're gonna come to an open house. They know they see my face all over that neighborhood, but some people are really surprised to walk in and be like, your name's not on that sign, but I know you're the Maynard girl. So I'm not too good to make that call and hold open houses for agents and have good relationships with them, because guess what? Guess who's walking in those houses? Owners of the neighborhood that want their house sold, that they want to see how this house is presented. That's another touch. But anyway, beyond that, getting in that house, holding that open house, and then using the tools that you have through AI and EXP to, send them information, put them on a drip campaign, whatever it is, that's the way to kind of also bridge the personal touch and the gap.
Thanks. So if you didn't write it down, key takeaway from that, AI cannot host an open house. So like that's super important. Holly, you're an EXP leader and an agent. How do you balance technology with maintaining personal relationships with clients and your team?
It's such a cool thing, and I love what both of these professionals have talked about. Our goal, it's going next level, and so I want you to think about being the ambassador of your community, right? We're the professional in the transaction, but if you're the ambassador, if you know the things about your community that are over and above what you can Google, people are gonna come to you all day long. And that's one of the things I know for me in the position that I get to have within our company. How am I the ambassador? How am I the ambassador for brokerage operations, for brokerage, right? Doesn't sound really sexy. But on any given day, how can I be that ambassador and bring to you what you need, knowing that I can put technology behind it? So if our team is empowered to reach out to you to help you build your business, cool, some of that can be industrialized by back office systems, by using AI. So for instance, sneak peek, next Monday, not tomorrow, but next week, we've got updated policies and procedures and a new ICA coming out. Cool, no big deal. Well, the reason it's no big deal is we actually ran it through AI. We helped simplify some of it. We're having to update because of the NAR settlement. Okay, great. We've got some other cool updates for you that you'll hear from Glenn tomorrow, so very cool there. But we are using and leveraging those tools to help make us more efficient. Now, this is the other thing, if I can add on. When you go to sit in front of someone, I want you, just as they said, know what has sold in that area, house down the street, but don't just go to the last 6 months like we would if we were doing a CMA. I want you to have the last year, year and a half. Because have you ever seen a seller with selective amnesia? Yeah, they're like, Barb's house sold, and it sold for so much more. Well, Barb sold in 2022, and the market was liquid high. And let's talk about your house today. And oh, by the way, Barb actually had granite in her kitchen. You have, not even sure what that is because I can't see the countertop because you're a hoarder, right? You been in that house? And so as a result, I want you to think about what that competition is. Now, this is something cool that we also do, that you can do with AI or MLS. I've actually had sellers who fought me. They're like, no, I want a higher price. Okay, great. Let's go on a virtual walkthrough. And I took them through every piece of their competition. And the minute I did that by a virtual tour, we never left the kitchen table. Price came down, we listed appropriately, and got their house sold. So I want you to use every tool in your toolbox, whether it's taking your iPad or you're taking your laptop and you're showcasing those things. It makes life easier.
Thanks. And we'll build on this a little bit more and just delve into how AI enhances but doesn't replace your business, how you work with your clients, and how you are able to grow your business with that as well.
Well, one of the things, before I forget, because when you were talking, I was like, so smart that she is talking to her sellers and having an app kind of dictate the conversation. It allowed you to be present with them, and which is something AI can't do, but it was listening to you, but it allowed you to be present with them, and they felt like you were listening to them, and what they had to say was important. So that tool I think we should all use. I used to hit record as I would have the sellers walk through the house and just say, hey, I'm gonna hit record because I want to listen, but I also want to remember. So as you know, when you go to listing appointments, I don't know in what order you do things, but I do my salutations and then walk me through the house and record them telling me about their home. And then what you were saying, Simon, about the virtual staging and how important it is. And that's something AI can create the virtual staging, but especially for the homes you're selling. I know I've been disappointed when I'm showing a house and I walk in and it's just so pretty online and I go in there and I'm like, what just happened? You know, and the agent didn't put on the MLS stagings out,
Virtually staged.
or virtually staged rather. And then you get there and you're really trying to showcase this, you know, countertop, because before it was beautifully staged. AI. Can you repeat the question? I went off on a tangent.
In terms of how AI enhances versus replaces.
Yeah, I think that's what we've kind of been talking about, how it enhances instead of replacing. I don't know how much more I can add. I'm gonna give it to Simon. He's got a lot of good notes here that I'm cheating and looking at. Here you go, Simon.
As we say, you want to use AI to enhance your business, right? So what we do is that we currently use Mabery and Area Pro. We partner with a place partner is partnering with us. And what we do with those is that Mabery is an amazing CRM system, and it could do a lot of stuff, and there's AI built into it as well. Area Pro is, again, can create all the data for us, and we can literally ask the AI, say, hey, you know what, give me a market for this area for the last 6 months, and what is their average selling price, how fast they sell for, and what is the percentage of this price to sold price. When you have those information, you, as the human person, go to present it to your seller, and that is powerful information. Yeah. And then we definitely use technology AI by writing first conversations on marketing, and also having recruiting. We have recruiting AI on our system as well, able to attract team members or staff members as well. So definitely AI is not going anywhere. So you just need to enhance it, acknowledge it, and just use it. But use it to your advantage. But at the same time, you need to be human to make sure you look everything over, because not everything they do is gonna be perfect, to the point that you might need to tweak certain wording, because we have use AI to do marketing, right? To do a brochure, to do highlights. And when we look at it, well, this doesn't really make sense, because you can't make it sound too robotic when you do for your clientele, right? So you need to go in and do some tweaking. So you still need to be almost like proofreading it in a sense, to make sure you get that done, right? So yeah, we definitely use AI.
I think let's talk about some tools that you can put in your toolbox. So obviously ChatGPT, if you were to think about, let's say you send a client letter, run that client letter. Any kind of your drip campaign should go through ChatGPT and ask it for, can you give me a friendlier letter, like in my voice, that tonality. It will respond that for you. So for instance, this past week, I've been writing letters to different people. I stress over every word. I'm very thoughtful about it. And so I've been running the basics. I may do the framework of the letter of what I think I want, my first draft. I'll throw it through ChatGPT, and it will give me something a bit more robust. But also I'm teaching it my voice, my tonality, how I like to speak. I definitely, as Simon says, you wanna go back through and edit it so it's very specific. But you can do that with all of your drip campaigns. How many of you like to do social media? Absolutely. It can help you put together like a social media calendar and then a social media campaign to be able to, okay, we want to make sure that we're dropping on Instagram these days and we're going to do these subjects, et cetera, et cetera. So if you need kind of that accountability, it absolutely can do that for you. Now, also I've seen it really start to help you build listing programs or listing presentations. By the way, the EXP Listing Toolkit and EXP Buyer Toolkit, AI has helped us with those. We actually leveraged AI to do that. And so one of the things coming soon to the both listing kits or toolkits will be scenario-based kind of challenges for you to just get some scripts, get some training, and we actually own the Tom Hopkins library. We have a digital Tom. And so we're running all of those scenarios through Digital Tom to get up to date, like what should we be doing? What would it look like? All of those things helping us be better. Now, the key is, it's easy to go down the rabbit trail and get lost. The most important thing you'll ever do is pick up the phone and make a connection. We can chase AI all day long, but for every letter that you upload or every email that you tweak, how many clients did you actually go and reach out to? Because you've got to offset it. If you use technology, 2 calls. If you use technology, 1 in-person lunch. That makes a difference in your business long term. Because you're in the people business and they need and want to see you.
Toss something in here. It's great, Holly. I'll tell you, when she talks, I listen. Don't you get that from her? I'm just like, I want to hear everything she has to say. So I got this recently. I will have to give credit to him. Are you gonna have a slide for this or something that they can capture some of this? Okay.
Sorry.
Well, if y'all need it, add me on Workplace and I'll send this to you. But one of the things you were saying, Holly, reminded me of something that I just recently learned and am going to implement in my business, and that was when you said, yes, you are actually using AI, but you're asking it very specific prompts. And, well, by a show of hands, who's actually using ChatGPT in the room? Good, right, good. And how many of you recognize when you read MLS that the agent copy and pasted it from ChatGPT? And it's like 4 paragraphs, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. So I was in this class, and I think one of the things that was kind of surprising to me was ChatGPT is learning you, right? So when you're asking those questions, there's actually the algorithm where they're like learning about you and what business you're in. Like if you're a baker, it's like, and you're asking ChatGPT, they're just gonna structure it around your bakery and your recipes and all these things. Well, this gentleman says you can actually train ChatGPT to fully understand, and he emphasizes fully understand your business and goals. And there's a paragraph here that you're supposed to put into ChatGPT to help it really hone down exactly what you want it to do, so that way it sounds more like you and it doesn't sound like a robot. I'm gonna read the paragraph to you guys, and if you want it, I can screenshot it and I can share it with you on Workplace if you're interested. And this is supposed to open it up for y'all, okay? It says, and the prompt is, prepare to generate content for me in future prompts. Before we proceed, I want you to fully comprehend my business, customers, target audience, and goals. Base your future responses on my provided answers that I will give to you. I want you to fully understand my objectives for creating content. To achieve this, ask me at least 25 questions about my business, customers, target audience, visions, goals, and any other necessary details to complete the upcoming tasks to the best of your ability. Your understanding is crucial for optimal results. I just found that fascinating. And so if you're not doing and using all the technology, but you are using ChatGPT and you want it to sound more like you and be representative, their responses and the things they're helping you with to represent you as a person, I think this is a really good paragraph to feed into your account. Thank you.
Thanks. We'll pivot a little bit, and Holly, you mentioned it, and we'll ask you and the others to elaborate in terms of human connection. And we'd love to have an example of human connection that AI or technology can't so much help you with.
Well, I think there's a couple of different things, and depending on how you're running your business. The first thing is, and it was said earlier, people want to see your face. So I'm a big believer in video. How many of y'all are using video in your daily? Couple, okay. Anybody nervous about using video?
So nervous.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Like, this is the thing. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And this is the thing. People want to see human. They don't want to see perfect. Nobody wants to see that glossy, all the things. And this is Alexis Ohani, who founded Reddit and married to,
Serena.
yeah, I mean, he's married to Serena, right? So what I love that he said most recently, and one of the reasons that he is investing in sports, specifically women's sports, so he's one of the major founding investors of Angel City, which is a National Women's Soccer League. The reason he said he was investing in it is because we are so technology driven as a society that we are going to crave human interaction. We are going to crave the imperfect. How many of y'all stayed up and watched the World Series last night? How many of you might have seen the Grand Slam night before? Yeah. We crave the human condition. We cheer for the underdog. We watch the Olympics this summer. People want to see the perfect, but they also need to see. They need to see the human interaction, the fallible. That's why we cheer in that way. So your video, one of the things that I've seen people do, and I've got an agent in my state who's doing this beautifully now with the new buyer broker. So buyer comes in, he does a lot of online leads through Zillow. Buyer comes in and says, hi, I'd like to see 789 Peach Street. Calls him immediately. I'd love to see 789 Peach Street. When can I show that to you? I have availability tomorrow afternoon between 3 and 4, or tomorrow morning between 9 and 10. What's better for you? He gets the appointment. Are there any other properties that caught your eye that would be important? And he's on the phone. No, I'm good. Okay, great. Now in our state, one of the requirements I have is to make sure that you know what it would cost if we work together. So I'm gonna send that over, but also in our state, you get to choose your agent. And when you do, this is the paperwork you would sign. So I'm gonna explain agency. I'm just gonna send you a quick video explaining that. I'm super excited and I will follow up with you. He sends the video, it's 2 minutes of him explaining agency and the buyer broker. The forms are attached, and he closes them with a follow-up that says, okay, do you have any questions? Is there anything else you'd like to ask me? No, we're good. He sends it for digital signature, signs it, he shows them the property the next day. Now what's cool about EXP is we're using the single property buyer broker. He's able to get in. Now by the way, guess where he got his script? ChatGPT. He recorded the video, it's a one and done, it's on his YouTube channel, and he's able to text it. People are able to see it handheld because it's on their YouTube channel, and he just keeps going. I share this with you because if you prepare today for the business you want tomorrow, life just got easier. If you prepare today with the tools in your toolbox, the videos that's a rinse and repeat, the listing kit or the listing presentation, the buyer presentation, you have all of that, and then you just pick it off the shelf every time you need it, life just got easier. So as you look at your business for 2025, and oh, by the way, if you're looking to business plan, ChatGPT can help. Run your business plan. I want to hit these goals. This is what I'm after. These are the type of clients I like to work with. I like to work by referral. I like to work with, past clients. I like to work in this neighborhood. Okay, it will help you with your business plan. Yes, sir.
Just really quick, what is the name of the agent that has the YouTube video?
James Adams.
Well, that's a tough one to follow. Again, you want us to give you an example of
Like an example of a human connection.
human connection?
That
Oh, wait.
doesn't use AI.
Got it, okay. All right, doesn't use AI. So actually, this has happened to me before getting on the planes. Oh, this has happened to me before I get on the plane, sorry. So we have a listing, on the market. And, most of the our listings go off the market pretty quickly, multiple offers, and, Unmaskings and off the markets in 7 days. This listing happened to not be one of those. And so, it sat on the market longer than there was many factors. So we have to have many conversation with the seller and showing them the data, why we need to do a price improvement. And that conversation was, definitely interesting because we had to go back a couple of times. But we did already talk to our client and say, look, if this house doesn't sell within 14 days, we have to do a price adjustment. That conversations kind of provide them in the beginning, right? So time come, of course the seller's like, oh, I'm not really ready to, change the price and so on. And we provided that data and say, look, if you know the house stay on the market longer, it's gonna affect your price. The longer it stay on the market, the price continue to drop. So you rather to do either 5 to 10% now, or you're gonna have to go even much lower. We have another conversation. So what would you like to do? So then we did that, right? Then we changed the price. Then we got an offer on the table, not the offer that my client was expecting at all whatsoever, okay? So then we had then another conversation and say, okay, you know what? Yes, I understand your point. Again, you can make a buyer buy a house. You can make a seller sell a house. You're there to mediate. You're there to provide their emotional support and also provide them all the data they need to know. So at the end of the day, we went back and forth, and we were down to about, believe it or not, down to like $3,000 on each side, which is pretty crazy, right? But sometimes that's what's whole house being sold, right?
Yeah.
So we were able to, again, being to support it and listen to the seller, and just let them talk about it. And then we painted the big pictures and say, hey, you know what? If you do this, this is gonna be able to make your move to XYZ area much easier, and you don't have to worry about it. So does that make sense? And also because of your carrying costs, with your taxes and your maintenance fee, it's even more than that if you keep it for another 3 months. So using your skills, using your knowledge, without using AI, and it's all about conversation and human contact.
Good stuff. I like what you mentioned, Holly, about the agent that did the recording. I have a really good friend who's had babies 2 years, I guess it was 2 years back to back. And she was right before she got pregnant, she was in the start of scaling her business. She wanted to grow a team, she wanted to grow her rev share team. And she got pregnant, and it wasn't a good pregnancy for her. Well, in between, after she had her first kid, before she had her second kid, she did this thing that the gentleman did. She just said, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I will, and this is before she found out she was pregnant again, she goes, but I will never not be prepared again. So she just, and I mean, bless her heart, she just didn't care. She said, I'm just putting the camera on in my kitchen, and I'm gonna explain things that a buyer should expect, things that a seller should expect. She doesn't publish it on YouTube, she gives them the link, and she's the best tool for her. She ends up getting pregnant again. She has a healthy real estate business right now because she did that, but she does talk with her people. It's instead of an email, right? You get the email when you're listing a house and you send your seller, okay, these are the things you're gonna expect. You're gonna get this listing agreement. She does everything on video, and she gets referred a lot. She's raising her little babies right now, but she's using tools, obviously, but with the personal connection. But I do wanna share with y'all something that happened to me, and I was able to get an investor, a very good buyer investor, and I've helped her buy multiple properties. But and this is crazy, but this is when y'all remember when the first chat boxes came out, how can I help you? And then, you're talking, they go, next question is like default, next question, and you're just like, so this lady went.
You want to celebrate, Melissa.
Yeah. She was getting this from an agent that she wanted to work with, that she had seen a lot of her stuff on social media ads, and she went to her, click, bloop, 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 she wasn't getting her. She just goes into Google and she just types realtor in this area. Guess who she gets? And I have a public phone number. People think I'm nuts. I do have a Google number, but for some reason on that particular profile, and I don't remember if it was realtor.com, I don't remember if it was Zillow, whatever, but she got me direct. I answered my phone. She was like, oh God, thank God. She goes, I got a person. And she says, all I want to do is see this property. It doesn't cost much, but will you show it to me? And she didn't even interview me just because I answered my phone. She was so happy. She was like, you're not a box, you're not a bot, you're not a this. And she's, I met her, we looked at this property, it wasn't very much. I've since sold her 10 properties, but it's a personal connection that I had with her. And that it just does make a difference, right? It's not that those tools can't help you. I'm willing to bet if that bot that she got from that agent that she so wanted to work with, if there was a way for that bot to inform that agent immediately that someone was super interested in looking at a house to buy it, I probably would never have Yasmin. Yasmin, I love her, she's awesome. You know, and I'm referring her out to buy in Vegas. She wants to now buy in Vegas investment properties, but yeah, you know, personal touch, it just it matters, it means a lot. Do you want to say something, Holly?
Yeah. I love that what you brought up is so important. And so would you think of this, like, if I were to give you homework, I don't really want to, but you know, let's give you homework.
But you will.
Yep, because that's where we're gonna live today. So I want you to look at your LinkedIn. When was the last time you touched it? Yesterday. Dude, overachiever. Okay, if you've not looked at your LinkedIn, I want you to take a look at it. And on your LinkedIn, I want you to have kind of your professional resume. How long you've been in the business, you know, do you specialize in buyers or sellers or location? You know, what your average sales price is, what you love doing for your clients, maybe a review or 2 or 5 from your clients. But then this is what's so important, that last paragraph, I want you to talk about something that you do outside of real estate. I want you to talk about something that you are that ambassador of your community, how you're connected, because this is what I know. We're such a people business. People pick you for exactly who you are and how you show up because they can connect with you. It's like, oh, I'm totally gonna pick you. Not only do you do all of these fantastic things for houses, but you and I have this in common. And it becomes that connection. And if you all are able to do that in something so simple as LinkedIn, or as people maybe search for you on socials, like your Instagram profile, man, I have a love of street art. Like every time, like I took a picture of a really cool piano last night, that'll be on my Instagram. Some of you are now on my Instagram because of, hey, thanks NAR, but you know, and EXP and all that kind of stuff. But you're gonna see crazy street art and really random things that I fall across, because that's what I love to do, is take pictures of things that just I think are beautiful. Be that ambassador. Be that ambassador of all that is awesome in your community, because AI can never do that. The eye that you have and the passion you have for where you live, share that, because people want what you have where you live. It's not possible to replicate that with any computer.
Remember, I don't know, there's people coming in and out, but in the beginning I talked about the coffee meets. I get a lot of my leads from the coffee meets. And I just do those once a month on a Friday at the local restaurant. And I mean, you know, it's not AI, but it's still a human connection. And you know, I may get someone, and it's been going for 5 years or something. So I may get someone calls me randomly. They're like, I went to a coffee meet in 2019. You bought me a cup of coffee. It was like $1.25, y'all. And I also buy tacos. I do it at a Mexican restaurant down in our neighborhood. And so yeah, that personal connection, AI can't do that. You go.
Thanks, and I'm gonna skip down a few questions, just so as a warning. What advice would you give to agents who are concerned that AI might devalue the personal touch they bring to the table?
It's a flex. And what I mean by that is, nothing devalues you, it's only a flex. When you look at everything you bring to the table. So how many of you been in the business less than a year? Yes. 1, congratulations, you're here. You're in the room to be better, and you're already on your way. How many of you been in the room or the business for less than 5 years? Outstanding. This is what I know. My 1 to 5 years, 0 to 5 years, you guys have very few bad habits. You can only get better. And this is the thing also I would invite you to consider, is the passion you have to get up and show up here is undeniable. Now my 5 to 10 year folks, you're a little bit seasoned. You've seen a thing or two. AI allows you to flex again, because now you've got some breadth of experience under you. You've seen a change in the market twice. That's fantastic. Do you know how many people wait a lifetime for that to happen? You've seen it twice. You saw COVID and then you saw this NAR thing. Dude, like flex on that. Now those of us who are a little more senior, we don't need to talk about that, but we're a little more senior. We've seen a few more changes in the market. So I want you to be able to, and what I love that you talked about your friend, that she wanted to be prepared and started doing videos. I actually had a video coach that would call me. I would record videos a couple of times a month. They would send it out to my database for me and then post it on my YouTube channel. Super helpful because I put it on autopilot. Anytime you can put stuff on autopilot and just drive it, you should. So if you're looking at your business right now, and this is the perfect time in the next 30 days, what is the one thing you can put on autopilot? Is it your mailings every month? Is it your video recordings? What is it, your contact script? And if you can do that and dive in there, you can get really specific, and that's where you look at AI to refine it. I'll tell you this, Glenn's challenging us on every level. Did you run that through AI? Did you run that through AI? How did you use AI on this today? Okay. I mean, I don't go into a meeting with Glenn not having checked everything on AI. So why wouldn't you try that? Try that at home. What could refine and make your life easier? Becomes 30 days to become a habit is not a bad deal.
So we talked about this earlier. We are in the relationship business. So you want to use AI to enhance your business. We are currently using AI right now to text messages to all on a database and just keep going and creating warm leads and so on and so forth. But as soon as that we know that it's going to be a human contact appointment, we make sure that we follow up. Remember what I just said, follow up and be consistent and stay in touch, because that's when you can actually get the business done. You can use AI all you want, but if you don't follow up and you don't do it consistently, you're gonna lose that. You can use technology, but if you don't follow up and be consistent, you can just spend the money and not actually get to see the ROI on it.
That's the only thing you need to know is what he just said.
Ever.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, that's it. If you were to walk out, that's the only thing you need to do in practice.
Good stuff, Simon. And she's right, she's totally right. This is about the human touch that I'm gonna,
Good human touch.
that's helped me and has worked for me. And this is I don't know if you're doing rev share or you're working with buyers, you're working with sellers, but that intake form that you do, if you don't have one or something like it, when you're first meeting with the clients, potential clients, knowing their birthday, knowing even their favorite color, just what's one thing you like, what's something you wouldn't like to do, anniversary, home-iversary, things like that. I had an agent, it's actually the same girl that had 2 babies, a really good friend of mine. I was talking with her one day and she's like, I gotta mail my business cards to, I can't remember the name of her girl. And I was like, no, her business cards, what's she talking about? Mailing her business cards to her Etsy lady. She's got an Etsy lady. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, don't you use Etsy? And I was like, yeah, I go on there for ideas and stuff. She says, no, I started to interview ladies or people on Etsy to help me do things. She wants to leverage everything because she's got babies now, pop buys, mail buys, whatever. So her relationship, and I totally stole her idea, and I'm like, I'm stealing your idea. She finagled her way and negotiated per dollar per client, and she got her A clients, her B clients, and some of her C clients, and I mean that like your A's, like your best clients, your B's are like, they may have mentioned your name, and your C's are, they're gonna get a Christmas card. And she mails the business cards to them. And Casey is her name. And then she says, all right, this was a tough quarter, so it's gonna be $7 a person. Figure it out. Come up with 3 gifts and send me the ideas. Because they're gonna get it mailed directly to them with her business card and a note that Casey writes for her.
That's so good.
And it's how she has that personal connection, because AI can't do that, y'all. But she found her Etsy lady, and if it's a good year, you know, they're getting $20 budget gifts. And it's just a way to personal touch, and then now she's starting to do it in a rev share game. She's like, I wanna meet with these agents, and then I want them to get something from me. And ideas that she's done is I think in the spring it was like a little cactus succulents, and I'm a sucker for your business, you know, you see all those things. But anyway, it's not about so much the gift, it's more about the personal connection and the ideas. And you get with a good Etsy, you know, store owner, they can really amp up that personal touch. And it's working for her because she's got a very healthy referral business and she's not prospecting at all. Here you go.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks everyone for being here. And I did, we're up on time, but was there another?
I just want to know, what's your last name and what's the name of the person that you mentioned, that you read their paragraph?
I have to get his name.
Melissa Hudson.
But if
Melissa
you guys will
Hudson?
add me on Workplace and shoot me a message, I will send you the screenshot of that
That's what I want.
that
That's what I
ChatGPT
want.
paragraph
Thank
that
you.
I read to help ChatGPT learn you and speak like you. So that's what she's wanting.
Yeah, and use,
Melissa Hudson.
and use tech scan too, if you have a scanner.
Yeah.
Either
Okay.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Melissa Hudson? Oh, okay, got it. Melissa Hudson, Simon Westfall-Kwong, Ollie Mabery.
I have information up here so you can pick it up if you want to.
Okay.
I think.
Thanks. And then, oh, is there one more?
Right there.
Okay.
I have a question. So you mentioned like, the agent below 5 years, you have been away from bad habits. What are those bad habits so we can stay away from there?
So the question is, for the agents that have only been in the industry 5 years or less, what are the bad habits that we should avoid that Holly was talking about?
Thinking you know everything. And I say that with love, like, after you've been in the game for a bit, it's like, there's all I need to know, I'm good. I would challenge you this, if you think you know everything, it's time to get out of the business. Because I will tell you straight up, I do not know everything. I go out and I try to learn something new about this business every single day. I'm constantly in conversation with other professionals, like these two amazing people, that today I'm walking away with some stuff that they've taught me. So that's the first. Stay curious is the second, always. And the third is know your forms inside and out.
And then I'll just ask everyone for 1 or 2 sentences, final thought, takeaway.
I look forward to seeing you tonight at the opening ceremony and definitely tomorrow at the general session. Be a sponge this week. We've got so much great things for you because we're just getting started. 2025 is going to be amazing.
Woo.
Okay, so definitely keep on learning, never stop learning. I've been in the business for 20 years, and I still go to different mastermind. I still go learn from different classes. I still watch video, because you pick up you can change your script slightly. One word can make a difference. So continue, and also just make sure you have a database. Please, 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 because we learn it after 20 years of being in business. Set up everyone in your database with a market report, listing alert. Hopefully your CRM can actually help you, show you that someone looked at your market report, someone you're listing, then you can actually be proactive and call them, stay in touch with them. Hey, by the way, you know what? This house just came on the market. I think that's perfect for you. They don't know that you saw them looking at it, right? Or also you share the market report every 2 weeks and say, hey, you know what? I think we should have a conversation today because you know what? The market is changing, but I know that you're thinking about selling your home. Let's meet tomorrow at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. tomorrow. Use technology to help you, but make sure you use it. But again, be consistent and follow up.
I like what both of you guys said. So my challenge is that you would introduce yourself to somebody in the room that you don't know and make a connection. That's always good. That you call someone before you leave this trip and make an appointment with them and just say, hey, I was at this conference and I'm learning so much and I've got some ideas. Maybe you talked with them last year about selling their house, or maybe they're your friend and you're like, I know this girl wants a house, I'm gonna help her get a house. Whatever, I challenge you to make that phone call before you leave here while you're motivated and jazzed. And that way when you get home, you have, something really intentional to do, pushing your business forward. And third, definitely know your neighborhood, know your numbers, know how many homes are on the market, just know your stuff, and always be a student in your market, so that way you are that expert. And we appreciate you guys coming today. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Thanks to our panelists.